Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're brand new, welcome. I'm super glad to have you here. My name is Jessica and today's video is going to be all about designer or luxury belts. Are they worth it and which one should you get? So personally, I am going to talk about my love for Ferragamo, but I know a lot of people will probably be looking at the Gucci belt since we're in this sort of Gucci era where everything is this big craze. But I'm also thinking about the Hermes belt when I'm talking about these designer belts. So first I'll show you my belt collection. I'll tell you a little bit about which ones I prefer and whether or not I think they are worth the money. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to start with is belt collection, and I'm actually going to start with one of my husband's belts first. So my husband has this Ferragamo belt, and it is the single gancini design. He is someone who kind of tears through his belts. He really just wears them down, and so he was too nervous to have kind of an everyday nice belt, though personally I think they would last longer if he bought higher quality belts. But regardless, he keeps this one for special occasions. So we did choose to go for a smooth kind of shiny leather. It's not patent exactly, but what I love about this belt is he prefers the single gancini design. It's really simple. It's kind of one of those things you either know it or you don't, but it's really not in your face. So it's something he feels comfortable wearing. He would not be interested in like a Gucci belt or an Hermes belt, or even the double gancini Ferragamo is too much for him. But the other thing that's really nice is that this is the same design as my belts, which I'll get into later. You just flip it around and it's reversible. So he's got black and brown here. It's really easy, beautiful hardware. This one just says Ferragamo right there, and then it says it again on the inside. And they last a really long time because he doesn't wear it often, so it's something he really only wears for special occasions. And one thing I do want to mention is you can buy these belts pre-loved. So I bought this belt brand new for a really good price on the pre-loved market, and that's the same with some of my other belts as well. So sometimes that scary price tag doesn't have to mean you have to pay that much. There are outlets out there, not for Hermes, but for Gucci, and Ferragamo definitely has belts in their outlets, and you can find them pre-loved. So that's the first thing. All right, I will show you the rest of my belts in my collection now. So I'm going to start with my non-Ferragamo belts and then get into my Ferragamo belts. This first belt that I have is Jil Sander, and it's really hard to see it on the black side, but on the brown side it's a little bit easier. This is a Velcro belt. It's a really nice leather belt, but it is more of a designer rather than luxury. It does not have any kind of belt buckle, which is why I like it. It's Velcro, so I can kind of make it fit however I need to, but also it's something that's really good to wear under things rather than having a belt buckle show, because it is just kind of a more streamlined look. So that is this belt in my collection. I think that the leather quality is really great, but it doesn't need to be Jil Sander. It's just as a reseller, I look for higher brand items so that I can resell them if they don't work out for me. But if you know that you just want a good quality leather belt, you certainly don't have to get any kind of brand name attached to it. My other belt that is not Ferragamo is this Burberry belt. Same kind of thing as Jil Sander. I obviously could find this in a non-designer and it would be totally fine. It doesn't have a big buckle as well. But what I like about this one is the design. The quality of the leather is great, but because it has this two buckle design, I can really adjust the shape however I'd like, and sometimes you want a thin black belt for certain looks. So I do like this belt, though I don't wear it as often as my Ferragamo ones, but it is really nice to have for certain occasions. The only thing that says Burberry are these little pieces right here. That's it, and so it's really small and easy to wear. First up for Ferragamo is my least favorite, and that is this Oxford Burgundy. I really like the color, but the buckle is nothing special. It's just a typical belt buckle, and if you are going to get a typical belt buckle, I don't think luxury is worth it. I really don't. I think you kind of need that special classic design. Otherwise, the quality of the belt is going to be great. It's great leather, but you can find great leather for less expensive without the brand name. So this one I just happened to get a really good deal on, and I actually bought it for my husband, but it was a woman's belt and it didn't fit him. I like it. I don't love it. I'll keep it because it is beautiful leather, but it is not adjustable or anything like I would want it to be. So it's just got this teeny tiny little Ferragamo in there, and if you want something really subtle, great, but in that instance, again, I don't really think that it is worth the luxury price tag. So the last belts I'm going to talk about are my favorite, and if you follow me on Instagram, you have seen these because I wear them all the time. I have this belt in gold and in silver. I will show you the silver one, which I'm wearing right now, but I'll show you the gold first. So it's the double Gancini design in the small buckle. I prefer the double Gancini. I think it's the more classic design. I think it really catches the eye, but it's subtle. And I like this more than the Gucci or Hermes because of that subtlety. If you know this design, you know that it's this luxury belt, but if you don't, it just kind of looks like a typical belt buckle. The Hermes H is a little bit too in your face for me, and honestly, the Gucci belt is the same. It's too in your face, but Gucci continues to update and change their logo, their emblem on their buckle. So I just also don't think it's as classic and don't think it will last the test of time in the same way that the Ferragamo ones will. I think that it's a really great trend. They're really beautiful belts, and if you're interested in that, go for that, but I don't think that that belt design is going to sort of stick around for a really long time. So I just do think it's less worth the money than something like this that is continued to be made season after season and never really loses that design. It's like buying a classic handbag or not. So as I said with my husband's belt, his are black and brown and mine are black and white. Both of them are. This one is shorter, so I wear this as a high waist belt, and the one I'm wearing currently, I'm wearing on its tightest setting because I'm wearing high-rise pants, but I can also wear them with jeans or something that's a little more a hip hugger. I can wear them at that height as well. I have it in gold and I also have it in silver, and I can switch the buckle to be on whichever length belt I want, which is really lovely. One thing that I am thinking about doing is buying another one. I don't necessarily need a buckle, though a lot of times I'm just not going to buy just a replacement strap. But because I wear a lot of black pants, sometimes they leave kind of a residue on it. And so on the white side, you can kind of see things and I have to clean them up. So it would be nice to sort of have a darker other side so I don't have to worry as much about color transfer. So that's what I'm looking for, either plain black or adding in another color that I can have, but I don't have to worry quite as much about color transfer. The other thing I want to talk about with these belts that makes them really nice is that that's how you pop it off, right? It's really easy. It just says Ferragamo right there, and then again right there. And then it's a raw edge under here. And that's really nice because you just cut it across at whatever length you need. You've got the belt loops on this side, and then you've got that. And so if you buy a belt that's too big, you can easily break it down. If you buy one that's too small, there's not much you can do about it. But in the store, you can get them in this large size, and then they will custom do it for your size, which is really nice. So I really like that sort of raw edge quality about them. And again, it's so easy to put the buckles on. And I just switched the color right there. I think I had it on white before. So really, really easy, and I just love them. The silver one, I will show you quickly as I'm wearing it. It's still got that black and white design. I don't know if you can see, but like the black is just kind of leaving some marks on the white. So again, this is the one that I would want to eventually replace, but I just absolutely love it. Now, in terms of is it worth it? For me, the cost per wear of these two belts, these double Gancini belts, is completely worth it. I am really actively looking for another belt, and I'm happy to put the money in. Again, I don't ever pay retail, so I'm looking on the pre-loved market. But I'm happy to do that because I know I'm going to wear them. I think if you can think of multiple outfits that you can wear them with, then it's worth it. For me, I also really like having two different sizes. I know you can buy a belt and either wear it on your hip or your waist, but if you're like me, my waist is, I think, 12 inches smaller than my hips, and so that's hard to find in one belt, so I like to have two for that instance. I wear the one around my waist more often. I have a lot of outfits that I really like to pull in and flatter my shape more with the waist belt, and I find if it's a hip belt, then you're either wearing it for practical purposes because you need a belt to keep your pants up, or you're wearing it because you just want to add in the design, and I don't do that quite as often as I do hip, or as I do high waist, but whatever floats your boat, right? Whatever works best for you is the one that you should get if you want to invest in these. And I kind of talked about it along the way. I think it's better to invest in a classic shape that's going to continue to last the test of time. And the quality of the leather in these are going to be really, really good. But if you're not interested in buying something that has that sort of label, that designer look, then I don't think it's worth the money, because I think you can find as good quality belts for a much lower price tag without that. So I hope that that's helpful. I would think about it in terms of cost per wear. I would think about how many outfits you'll get use out of and how long term, I guess, you see that belt lasting in your collection. Is it trendy? Is it classic? Which do you prefer? But if you think you're gonna wear it all the time, then go ahead and do it. Get it in a good color, get it in something that really is gonna work for your wardrobe, because it really can elevate an outfit and make it really nice. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in a future video. Bye.